Okay. Yes, good to be here this evening. Welcome, everyone, and welcome to this live broadcast and live chat with Coach Susan. So good to have you here. And if you have not really joined, please, I will endeavor that you join now. Yes. And tonight we'll be talking about how about the head tickets for the modern man, modern gentleman. And last week Thursday we actually had a talk that talks about the timeless trademarks of a ladylike hair ticket. And that one was wow. So tonight we'll be having another guest tonight. And this night is my privilege to have a guest all the way from the United States of Ibadan. And well, before I do the introduction, let me just invite him in now. Let me invite him in so that now. So he's going to be live now with me. So like what I said, okay. Wow.
How are you?
See your cheeks,
Hello.
reduce this. Wow. Good to see you after it's not up to 10 years
It
now.
has been up to 10 years already. Yes.
Seriously, you're getting fatter and fatter every day.
Really, that is not a gentlewoman talk.
So once again, you're welcome. How are you doing?
Yes.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. How are you too?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
It's,
I'm
it's
fine.
good
I'm
to see
fine.
you after a
So
very
with
long
me
time.
tonight, yeah, you're right. Yeah, old
Thank
friends.
you for inviting
Oh
me.
wow. So oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It's my privilege. Thank you so much too. So as you can see on the flyer today, we are discussing a very crucial topic, and it says the etiquette for the modern gentleman.
Cool.
And with me tonight, I have Ayodeji Olasukomi. Ayodeji Olasukomi earns a bachelor degree from Ladoke Akitola University of Technology, Ogbomoso, Oyo State. We both went to the same school
Yes,
together.
so
And he's also an active member of Nigeria Institute of Strategics and Project Management. Kingdom. He has mentored over 1,000 people around the world, both in relationship, career, and courtesy, including etiquette. And another thing is he has been a public speaker too for over 10 years. So wow, well done, bros. And currently now he's actually working with one of the non-profitable organization, The Quest, if I'm right.
yes,
And from his bio that he sent to me, he's a very jovial person. Yes, I know that. I know
I'm a
that.
very
Those
playful
days he's
person.
modest.
Don't mind me.
And he has always been a gentleman. Yes, everybody knows that around him. So, for people watching us online, I want to say thank you. So, now we dive in, and the flight is taking off now. So,
All right.
Mr. Yodeji, for me, concerning this topic, can you just tell me to you what does etiquette really means to you as a gentleman?
For me, as a gentleman, etiquette is simply a set of conventional rules, or let me say, customary
Okay.
codes of personal
Okay.
behaviors that are accepted in a polite society. They usually come in front
Okay.
of ethical codes, really. Ethical codes that
Okay.
outlines behaviors that are accepted in a particular society, in a particular profession, or in a particular social group. So,
Okay.
tickets.
Okay. So thank you very much. So now looking at the modern day gentleman, what does the modern etiquette, the modern gentleman really means to you? What does it
Um,
take to be a modern?
before we go into modern day gentleman, let us look at the word gentleman. Gentleman, the
Yeah.
word gentleman dates from a very far time. So when we are looking at a gentleman from the good old days, it's simply a man with good and courteous behavior. That's what it simply means. You are
Hmm.
good, you are courteous, you are a man that treats other people well. Every time you do that, people consider such a person a gentleman. But fast forward to this century, I can confidently say it is not so much of that definition again. You understand? These days, the whole idea of a gentleman is different now. People believe for you to be called a gentleman, you need to earn it. It is not
Hmm.
about it is not about the money, it is not about the class, it is not about the power. Like the general saying goes, money cannot buy you class. You understand? So also the fact that you have money or you have money to buy good dress does not make you a gentleman. It's more of the behavior or the character now. So when you look at the modern day gentleman, is more of the character. You don't really have to have a lot of money for you to be a gentleman. Is actually how you deal with people in a respectable way. That's what a modern day gentleman is all about.
Okay. Wow. So at what age can you say someone is a gentleman? At what age?
Wow,
Is he age personified?
being a gentleman, for me, it's not age personified. I mean,
Okay.
we can actually modify it like how can a at what age can you say a boy can become a gentleman? As far as I'm concerned, it's not about age. Becoming a gentleman
Hmm.
actually takes a longer time. You understand? You don't just grow up one day and say you've become a gentleman. You understand what I'm saying? You grow into becoming a gentleman is as a result of some key factors that combines together to become a gentleman. Part of it is the experience you grow up with. It's about the time and attention that is available to the boy. It's about the kind of role model a boy has. All these factors combined together are what determines whether a boy transforms into a gentleman or not. So for me, the
Hmm.
moment a boy understands the difference between what is good and what is wrong, at that time, he needs to start learning how to become a gentleman. The difference, the moment he understands what is acceptable within the society and what is no longer acceptable, be it in the family or within the society, then he needs to start learning how to become a gentleman. So, as far as I'm concerned, it is really not age personified. It, it's it's more of when we start understanding the difference between what this thing is right, this thing is wrong. So you begin to learn how to become a gentleman.
Hmm. Okay, now, so can you just tell us some of the mistakes that this modern day 21st century gentlemen are making? The
Uh
mistakes, what are the mistakes?
when you look at
Or from your own experience?
okay, okay. Um before I go into my own experience, I think we, the modern day gentlemen, we make a lot of mistakes, a lot of it,
Oh,
from
okay.
different areas. We make a lot of mistakes from different areas. For example, one of the areas a lot of men make mistake is in the area of personal grooming. Personal grooming.
Hmm.
You see a lot of men making a lot of mistake when it comes to personal grooming. The fact that you don't have a lot of money does not mean you can't be well groomed. It does not mean you
Hmm.
cannot be well groomed. You understand? The fact that you don't have a lot of clothes does not mean you have to appear shabbily or underdressed anywhere. Like I said, in this century that we have, being a gentleman is no longer about how much money you have. It's not about how much money you have. It's about how you are able to organize yourself and to come out in a very cultured way. So I see a lot of men who are trying to be a gentleman make a lot of mistakes when it comes to personal grooming. You can't call yourself a gentleman and you have all your nails so dirty. It's as simple as that. You can't
Exactly.
leave your house in the
Hmm.
morning and you're going to work and you call yourself a gentleman without a well polished shoe. It doesn't make you a gentleman. You understand? All those things together makes you a gentleman. So in the aspect of personal grooming, a
Exactly.
lot of men makes a lot of mistakes. In the aspect of treating a woman the way a woman should be treated, a lot of guys makes a lot of mistakes. You understand? Starting from the way you speak with a lady, starting from,
Exactly.
yes, to how you ask the lady out. I know you are interested in that one. I know you are very interested in that one.
Sure.
So
Okay.
so how you actually ask a lady out, how you actually book a reservation for a lady, for the date rather,
Hmm.
how you are supposed to sit, all those things matters, especially when you actually going out with a very cultured lady who knows how to cross the T's and dot the I's. These things, ladies look out for them. They are very, very important.
Exactly.
So I see a lot of guys or a lot of men making mistakes in all these areas. In the way we communicate with other people, we make a lot of mistakes also. So there are so many aspects in which guys make a lot of mistakes.
Hmm. Wow. Thank you so much. So, can you just give us an example? Have you ever made a mistake before about being a
Of
gentleman?
course, of course.
The mistake.
Ah,
Okay, what was it?
yeah. There
A
were
lot.
times I really don't care about how I look. You understand? I
Okay.
really don't care about how I actually look. Not that I don't care, but you all know back from the school days, we are always about how we look. But at some point, when I'm supposed to step up the game, I think I actually lost myself a bit, and you know the way I look doesn't really bother me anymore. But until I
Hmm.
discovered that I wasn't getting the attention of ladies the way I used to stand. Then I discovered that it actually boils down to the way I look. Ladies are more interested in how I look first before they even want to listen to anything I say. So it was at that point I realized that I had to change. And sincerely, you can bet I'm obsessive about how I look these days. Very, very obsessive about it. So how I look is so important to me. Before I leave home, No, 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 no. It must be top notch. So I've made, of course,
Hmm.
in treating a lady too, I can confidently say I have made so many mistakes. In particular time, there was a particular time I wanted to take a lady out, and I could remember very well. It was in 2015. I wanted to take this lady
Okay.
out, and I wanted to impress. I wanted to impress. So I made a reservation in this restaurant in VI. Yes, I can't forget. It's at Sakatinobu. I made a reservation for that. Unfortunately, I didn't check out the restaurant. But guess what? It turned out
Okay.
to be a gay restaurant.
You don't
I
mean.
am telling you, it turned out to be a gay restaurant. And I was looking so odd in the middle of that restaurant. In the middle of that restaurant. I can never forget. Everybody was looking at us like, how can this guy bring a lady into this restaurant? It was a gay restaurant. It's still on Sakatinobu. So that's a mistake. You can't ask a lady out, uh, make a reservation without you yourself checking out the place, making sure that everything is well arranged, well set before you actually go there. If there is any special thing you want to do during uh, the invite, you should make sure that it is well arranged, well organized for. So these are some of the mistakes I've made. And there are some conversations you don't dive into during your first date with somebody. You don't go too intense. You don't go prying into
Hmm.
personal people's life during your first dates. No, you just do a
Yeah.
random familiarization with each other at first dates. Then you decide whether you want to meet the person again or you let the person decide whether they want to have a second date with you. It's very key. Very key. Don't just go asking how many people have you slept with during your first date. If I were to be a lady, I would throw the wine on your face. And yes, yes.
I if the guy is laughing.
Yeah. So a lot of I can see my sister laughing right now. So it's a lot of we guys we make a lot of mistakes like that. Most especially in the area of how to treat a lady. A lot of us need to do more in that area. So that's it. No, I really feel
Okay.
ashamed telling
And
you about that restaurant stuff. I have never mentioned it.
but is that in Nigerian or where?
Yeah, 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 in
Was that
Nigeria.
in Nigeria?
Yes,
I'm hearing that for the first
I'm
time.
telling you.
Oh, okay, now.
Mm,
So you've talked about personal grooming,
yeah,
then how to treat it. Yes, now. And under personal grooming, we have the dressing. Do you know up till now, some men does not know how to knot a tie.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what can you say about that?
Let me use myself as an example. To be sincere, to be truthful.
Okay.
You know, while we were in school, we go to church, but you see all those ties you see I knot. People knot it for me. But when I started, people not them for me. I never saw it as something very, very crucial. Know how to do my career, and I realized is I found myself in a very professional environment.
Okay.
I discovered is something I have to learn. It's something I have to learn. So it took me, I think, just about 2 days to learn how to knot a tie. Going through YouTube videos and Pinterest pictographs, I was able to learn how to knot a tie. And it is very vital that every
Okay.
man actually learn how to knot a tie. Or you have an event you need to attend. So it is very, very key. So I will definitely advise every man to learn how to knot a tie. It's one
Oh.
of the key parts of a man's dressing.
Okay, now I think I need to switch my light now. But can you hear me
I
now?
can hear you. Sure.
Okay, there is this other aspect too that I want us to discuss about. What about the sitting position for men?
Yeah.
What can you tell about that?
Well, there are three major sitting positions for every man, whether you like it or not. Number one is it's called the figure four. It's called a figure four sitting
Okay.
position, whereby your leg is directly horizontal over one leg is directly horizontal over the other leg.
Yes. Yes.
So that is
Okay.
a figure four. Then I don't know what the second one is, but it's more like the figure four sitting position, whereby you're on the second leg. And there is this third one whereby you sit with your legs on the feet and they are close together. You see that sitting down
Okay.
and your leg is wide open is not a gentleman's thing. No,
But that one is common.
it's
It's
common.
common.
People,
Even in
yes, people think it's just a way of being relaxed, but no, it's actually not a way of being relaxed. It's more of like everybody, look at my crutches. That's the way it looks like. But if you really want to show that you are a gentleman, you have to pick out of those three sitting positions. The figure four, whereby your leg is directly horizontal over the other leg, or your one of your leg is resting totally on the other leg, or you are sitting calmly and your two legs are close together. That's
this.
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, now concerning the communication aspect, you still discover that nowadays some men don't develop themselves.
Okay.
Most times the accent is still there. And these people are CEOs of organizations. Then you wonder, wow, how is this person speaking like this? Why? Why? What can you say about that too?
To me, it's about personal development. It's about personal
Yeah.
development. Let me say this, and I know some of my colleagues are going to come for me if they are actually like on this thing. You know, we used to make this joke in my office like that when some of them are speaking, we still get to hear some accent of their mother tongues. Can't do anything about that, but through personal grooming, personal development, we can actually uh, speak better, speak better through playing with words. We can actually learn to use better words within sentences um, in in any form of communication, be it email, be it public speaking. It is important that we develop ourselves in those areas. So they are key so that we can have a better communication with people, because communication is key anywhere. Whether you are meeting someone for the first time, whether you are in a meeting, or whether you are addressing a very large crowd, it is important that we speak well. And the only way you can do that is through personal development. Man, develop ourselves, learn new. You don't have to keep using the same words all the time. You need to learn new words so that you can communicate better and speak better among people. I have those set of people working with me. These guys can speak English. Oh my God. They will finish you with English. Even in their email, they will finish you with English. I know one of them is hearing me right now. So, yes.
Okay. Okay, so thank you very much. Concerning those aspects you've
Yeah.
mentioned, because what we do at Zunki's Institute of Etiquette, we have courses for people.
Yeah, right.
Last week, Thursday, I flagged up a course called Ladylike Etiquette.
All
So it's a
right.
course for ladies, Ladylike Etiquette. So I think before the end of this week, we'll be flagging up another one called The Heart of Being a Gentleman. And it's a course, it's a module.
Okay.
It starts from knowing yourself, how to introduce, how to meet and greet, personal grooming, dining, to matters, how you eat.
Yes.
Nowadays, you see some men, even in corporate, after eating, the toothpick is still there. The toothpick is still there, and they are coming into the office from the wherever, the restaurant
Okay.
with the toothpick. Then another thing I think of recent, I posted something of my word, handshakes in the office.
Okay.
And we have different ones. People will give you a very handshake that forever you will remember it because of the pains and everything like that. If I may ask, do you think becoming a gentleman, you need a coach? Do you think you actually need a coach
Well,
in becoming a gentleman?
well, for people who has never taken personal development very serious, I believe a coach will suffice for them if they are really interested in actually becoming a gentleman. A coach will really do a lot of work because when it comes to the issue of relationship, and you meet ladies who take etiquette very serious, then you're going to realize that being a gentleman is an important issue. Every lady, yes, every lady wants his man to make a good impression.
To be clear,
Yes, outside.
yeah.
Every lady wants his man, a man rather, to be in the midst of people and will be able to speak fluently. You understand? Make reasonable contribution. It's not that we are talking politics and you are talking football. No, 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 no. That's not what a lady wants. A lady wants a man that will be in a dining and he will be able to eat with a lot of manners. Not that you have everything in your mouth at the same time. You understand? So when you meet such a lady, you will realize that being at your best every time is very important because a lot of ladies decide whether they want to stick with a man or not based on those things. So for somebody who has not taken his personal development very serious at all before, getting a coach for himself is really, really important. And it will be so shocking to know that a lot of people are really going out there to get themselves developed when it comes to etiquette. They want to know how to behave well in an
Yeah,
environment, in
yeah,
any environment they find themselves. It's very important.
yeah. And I think to add this to what you've just said, I think ladies want their men to be poised and
Of
polished.
course.
Same thing, vice versa. Men too want their ladies to be poised and
Of course.
polished. So I think that's the necessity for this live chat today. So now, if the last question, because we are rounding up in less than one
All right.
minute, it's just 30 minutes
All
live
right.
chat. So now, can you advise somebody to go for head to get coaching?
Okay. All right. Let me look at these people that have joined and let me start mentioning Michael. Go for etiquette training. I think I can see the Lakmo. Go for etiquette training. I can see you guys. You guys need to be polished and poised. You know, a lot of
Yes,
women really want
yes.
you to be in your best behavior. So you guys, Tonye Fitness, go for etiquette training. I can see you there. Eh?
No, I'm bringing Toye here very
Eh?
soon. I'm bringing Toye. Yes, yes, I'm bringing
Nice,
Toye
nice,
here.
nice, nice, nice. I gotta tell my sister to go for etiquette training because that lady is poised for she's super
Okay,
poised.
let me show you something. Okay, let's balance it with
Okay.
scriptures. I think last week I'm sharing this scripture with one of my kids, that's Psalm
All
23.
right.
Reading the heading, he said, the message version said, thou preparest a cease calls me for me in the presence of my enemy. A cease calls me.
Mm,
Message version of the Bible, Psalm 23.
okay.
So I now said to myself, okay, if God is preparing a cease calls me for me, how do I eat it on the dining table?
Hmm.
How do I eat it on the dining table? So I think etiquette training, etiquette coaching is
It's
important.
very, very
And even
key.
for a workplace, yes. Even for your workplace, can you recommend etiquette
Of
training
course, I can. I can.
for
It's very important that
the
even
guest?
at workplace, we know how to behave. Sometimes emotions might overrun, but it's still important that we learn how to comport ourselves regardless. It's very important. There are a lot of etiquette that need to be learned in workplace. We have email etiquette. There are some ways you write your email that pass a wrong tone. There are some ways you write a letter that gives a wrong signal. So we need to have all those etiquette. We need to have meeting etiquette. We need to have telephone etiquette. You understand? All those things. We need to have workstation etiquette. There is a way you need to arrange your workstation. It's so important.
Sure.
So let me to
Okay.
close with this scripture. First Timothy 3:15.
Yes.
Paul was telling
Okay.
Timothy that he should inform all the people that he's been a pastor over that they may know how to behave in the household of God, which is a place of prayer. So even God is interested in the way we behave anywhere we find ourselves. First Timothy 3:15, that they may know how to behave in the household of God. So it is important. If something is important to God, it should be important to us. Being well mannered, being well mannered. Even Paul was teaching the one of the churches. He said, "Let everything be done in an orderly way. Everything should be done orderly." So it's very key, very very key.
Thank you so much. Like what I said earlier on, I've always known you to be a gentleman.
Thank you.
I've always known you. I celebrate you and I appreciate
Thank you
you
very much.
very, very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thanks again for joining tonight. I think we'll be rounding up now. It's just a few minutes
All right.
chat. So once again, from me to you, I
I
celebrate you.
celebrate you
Thanks
too.
for honoring our
All
invitation.
right.
On behalf of myself and the entire Zukins Institute of Etiquette, we want to say thank you and we hope to see you again
Definitely, if you invite
and
me,
again.
I don't know how to say no. Thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
having me. I
much.
really appreciate
Thank
this.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.